Did you see the one with it's the Rihanna stage, but it's Donkey Kong versus
it's Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, that is so fucking dope. Or Bowser. Yeah,
Oh
Bowser.
shit! All right, are
Cool.
we?
Yeah, you ready to go?
Yes, sir. Cheers, my friends.
Cheers. We've been like having so much fucking fun that I at some point forgot we had to record.
Whew.
There we go. Back in the saddle. This man is feeling it today.
I am.
You got it in you? Come on.
No, I got it. I got it. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain, give you some insight on what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurant. We like to call that the industry perspective. Yeah. And in true industry nature, you got me wearing sunglasses because I have very dark circles under my eyes, and they're amplified more today. So after a long night of like being out on a Sunday or whatever, like industry night basically.
Yeah.
Next day you got to power through it, and I'm not gonna have these dark ass circles.
Hey, you look fine though.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed that. I appreciate it. So we have another guest today.
Yes.
I'll just let you do it. Fuck it.
Yo,
you work with him.
For someone who said you were gonna be hanging back, you like went full bore in. I was like, I'm gonna let him go. Let him tire himself out.
Let him cook.
He's gonna punch himself out eventually.
He's cooking. Go ahead. Do the thing.
So yes, we have a very, very special guest today. Even though, he is a DJ. It isn't just that he's a good DJ. He's actually a good dude. I consider him to be a friend. So I'm not just saying that because you volunteered to be up here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the first time you ever telling me this on camera, bro.
Yeah.
That's man.
Yeah. Give him those flowers, goddammit.
Yeah. But the ultra talented DJ Squared. You know,
What's up, everybody?
What's up, man?
That's why we need a soundboard.
Yeah. So how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to be here. I know you've been talking about this for a minute.
Yeah.
About wanting to be on the show, and I mean, even before we were talking on camera, I just feeling inspired just being here. So it's really cool to be here, guys.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate you having me
Hey,
here.
we're here to inspire.
Hell yeah.
To inspire.
One thing I want to start off. Another thing I want to start off with. Two-time champ over here.
Yes.
Yeah. If nobody's gotten the joke by now, so many people ask me, "Hey, man, anybody ever tell you look like Patrick Mahomes?"
Yeah.
So I'm just rolling with it now.
Yeah.
That's why I got the sunglasses on because I played my heart out yesterday and brought Casey another championship.
Yes,
you know,
made
man.
You a champ.
Yeah. So I'm just here.
Man.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Yeah.
That's two football jokes right there, man.
Hey, you don't even watch football.
I don't.
That's good.
I don't.
Man,
I'm
you need
on
to be
it.
hungover more often.
We need like the glass drop effects right
No,
now.
for real. Jesus.
Oh,
man.
shit.
Yeah, well, shout out to Casey for winning the championship. I just wanted a good game.
It was a very good game.
It was.
And it was neck and neck the entire. Probably one of the. And I don't watch football like that either. But probably one of the best Super Bowl games I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I saw one. That was like it had defense, and then it didn't have defense, and then it did again, and like it was drama and everything. Turnovers. It was good.
It was really cool how they had a football game for an opener for the Rihanna concert,
that
you
was
know?
very cool.
Yeah.
And then they closed it out with the same football game.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. This is a sports podcast, but
who interrupts a Rihanna concert?
I don't know. But it was kind of surprising not to be working on Super Bowl, being industry and stuff like that. Like that's usually where you make most of your money, but none of us work in places that would profit off of it because it's just not the environment, you know.
Not
so,
really.
because our food menu isn't that crazy. We have wings, but it's we're still getting the liquor license and stuff. So if we had the liquor license, I'm pretty sure we would have done something. So.
Oh yeah.
And I honestly think too, like whenever I think Super Bowl, I always think of like being at someone's place or being like not necessarily at a venue or
for sure.
Maybe last resort, maybe a sports bar, but honestly, like I always feel like you're at like a homie's place. Everyone brings food. You're just drinking.
Yeah. You ever had to DJ like any Super Bowl type of thing like that?
Not Super Bowl events. Well, like for the game, like at a bar or anything. I mean, I've done like professional sporting games. Like I used to do stuff for the Rockets back in Houston.
Oh shit.
Like would play. Shout out to my crew, the Cracker Nuts in Houston. Before every game, they play like an hour and a half when people come in to the arena. So I'd play basically in like the concourse, basically.
Okay, so you were the DJ for like the arena, or
like the pre-festivities, not like an in-game DJ.
Gotcha. That's still pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it was cool, man. And my DJ crew in Houston's holding it down still. They've been with the Rockets for, I want to say, almost 10 years now, if not more.
Nice.
But yeah, it's so I've done that, and some like local bars to back home. I would like the World Cup or maybe like a boxing match. Just play music in between each round.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
How does somebody go about DJing for like in a sporting or like a sports arena? Like how do you come across that? How do you get into that?
I have no idea, but I mean, so you gotta. This is one thing.
you just showed up to the gates like, hey, you guys need a DJ?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, fuck it, we got like 10 minutes.
I got lucky because the head of my crew, the Cracker Nuts, again in Houston, had a relationship with the Rockets. Was doing some of the in-arena stuff already, so he eventually brought people in, and then I wasn't in the crew yet. This was probably like 2017, but they needed more DJs to fill in for the pregame stuff, and just by association, I knew some of the guys, and they asked me, and they brought me in. So that's how I personally got it, and that doesn't happen for everybody. But what I will say about being an in-game DJ or whatever, or when you go to a sporting game, a lot of people don't think, and so I DJ. My 5 to 9, but my 9 to 5 is I work in television as a TV producer editor. Nice. So, one thing that people don't realize or most people wouldn't realize during a game is that it's a show. You're putting on a show. Aside from the 4 quarters of basketball, the 4 quarters of football, everything that's happening in between, it's a show. Yeah. There's a rundown. And I didn't understand that until I interned in high school. I was working like a media internship, and I interned with the hockey team, the minor league hockey team. They were the Houston Arrows, and they became the Iowa Wild in the AHL. Yeah. So they played the same arena the Rockets played in, and every time, in between games, there's a whole rundown, like a whole, like, this is what's going to happen, like, maybe after the first time out, or, during in between each period and stuff. So
so you're saying the games are scripted?
They're scripted. It's script, man. That's the fucking script.
I watched Super Bowl yesterday.
It runs deep, guys. It runs deep.
Did you watch Super Bowl yesterday? No, but like it's crazy. I don't think a lot of people from the outside, just since joining the sport, there's a lot of planning that goes into doing a whole game of something in arena. You got to create that experience for the fans that are coming out,
because you don't want people to feel tired and they're not spending any money,
right?
Falling asleep and everything like that. So you got to give, like you said, you want to give them some entertainment.
Totally. And so learning that from a different side, I know what the Houston Rockets DJ, his name is DJ Palmo, shouts out him, and he I haven't talked to him since he's been with the Rockets officially as their in-arena DJ, but I know what he's doing. Like, there's a rundown of things that have to happen during the game. I'm sure that the music that he's curating, they got to be like sports friendly, family friendly
type shit. Yeah.
So there's just a lot of detail that I don't think a lot of people would probably think about when it comes to
I didn't think about
preparing for a basketball game, baseball game. They all do it. They all do it the same.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that. Learn something new every day.
Yeah. I mean, you don't really, when you're there, you don't think about all the other things that go into putting on a show like that, or just with sports.
I just sit there. I'm like, oh, he's just pressing this song, and then that sound, and then
and especially in a major city too.
For sure.
If you're in a smaller city or something like that, maybe it doesn't get thought about quite as much. But when it comes to a major city and there's so many people there, and it's on TV or something,
is it nerve-wracking?
Yeah.
DJing
at an arena?
No, not really in my experience. Only because I was always at the concourse above, looking down at people entering.
Peasants,
right? Just looking down on them.
Definitely. But it's funny because I had to be more aware of what I was playing. I can't play any cuss words, right? So, and I gotta the things that I would think of, I don't know if you remember this mixtape back in the day. It was like a mix. You used to make those like mix CDs with a bunch of different songs on it. It was called Jock Jams. Y'all remember Jock Jams?
I remember Jock Jams.
They had like all the in-game arena, like all your popular arena game songs, all on one mix CD with like new remixes of whatever song was from
shit, okay.
So whenever I think of DJing there, that's what I was like. I would be like, oh, I need to think like Jock Jams. Like, what would they play? You know, like, whoop, there it is.
It's like a kids bop but for adults, basically.
But it's like all centered. I think ESPN came out with it, and it was like it came out with like 3 or 4 volumes, and it's just like all hype, like energetic songs that were like current, but made for like.
And the crazy thing is those playlists still haven't changed in some places.
That's what I'm saying. Like you'll always hear like the glitter song. Hey, like you'll always hear at a sporting game, you know.
Because which is like I'm sure to encourage the clapping and the we're all in this together like atmosphere of a game, you know.
Right.
So you want to get something that like We Will Rock. It was like boom, boom,
right.
And you can get that rumble going, you know. I think that's really cool. Like to
stop talking with your hands so much. You're moving the mic around. It's gonna be. It's gonna be like over here,
coming at you with your crazy face.
Over here. It's gonna be like all over their ears.
Well, I'm using this to like guide me. I'm like, as long as my pinky's touching this,
nice.
Okay. I'm a bougie bitch. Pinky out.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you were like,
good.
you heard the man.
Yeah, pinky out.
Okay. So let me ask you I'm gonna ask you 2 things. One, what do you like most about DJing, and what do you hate most about DJing, specifically in like bars and establishments like that? So we'll start off with saying like, what are your biggest pet peeves, dislikes, being like, I don't want to say like a club DJ, but creating that atmosphere, getting people to like that kind of place. Like, what do you dislike about it? What are your pet peeves?
I think one, it's something that I think most DJs would agree that they somewhat dislike, but they can't because it's also part of the job, which is requests. I think that's always like in the DJ world.
Play Bad Bunny. Do you see that a lot?
And it's funny.
You see that shit a lot?
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know when that started.
It started on TikTok.
People just started throwing phones in your face. Like, so now that you like put me on it, I do get annoyed sometimes. I'm like, I'd rather you come up to me and ask me for a request. Like, don't throw a fucking. Am I allowed to cuss? Sorry.
Yeah, you can cuss.
On their titties.
I mean,
if you take the time to write out a song request on titties,
that's effort.
Yeah. Play Bad Bunny.
That's then I will.
I think you got to play Bad Bunny if they write out the titties.
Don't get me wrong. I try my best as a DJ to always consider what you're playing. I think a lot of people also don't understand like the mind of a DJ of when they get requests. We're not going to stop the entire party just to hear the song that you want to hear, or your friend wants to hear, right? Like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So when, as a DJ, I would tell people when they ask for a request, it's like the DJ's probably thinking, all right, what is the song? If they even have the song, and on top of that, where they're at in the mix right now and where they are with the room, will this fit in? Will this not fit in? And then if it doesn't, like, how can I get it to fit in? You know, and
have I played this in the last hour or two?
Exactly.
Yeah, just because you just got here, I just played that song an hour ago.
Right. And
I can't play that again. You know,
I've gotten that too many times. Where like, oh, we'll play it again. I'm like, nah.
Like it's the middle of like a trap list, ASAP first playing, and somebody's like, "Can you put Party in the USA, please?"
Exactly. And I used to.
No, Becky, we won't.
I used to hate. Actually, I never used to hate the song, but now I hate Cupid Shuffle. Like
I've
hated that
song since it came out because I knew it was never gonna go away.
Yeah.
So I'm old as fuck. So I remember the Electric Slide.
Oh, for sure.
And the fact that it took so long for that song to fucking go away.
It's electric.
I was like, it took forever, and like I finally stopped hearing it.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Cupid Shuffle came out, and I was like, okay, so now I'm gonna have to hear this for the next 20 years. And I was right.
It was just reborn. That's it. It died and it had its what do they call it, reincarnation as the Cupid Shuffle.
Yeah, I don't know what that is about, like this line dancing thing with people. People get in the party like, let's do it like they do in the movies. Let's all get together and do the same dance move For what? Why? Are you going on tour with this? Are you trying to get paid by doing these dance moves? Like, I've never understood that.
They're trying to get discovered or some shit like that.
I think it's definitely suitable at like weddings and
for sure.
Private events,
right?
Like at the bar, the club. Sometimes
that's what I meant. Okay. At a cookout and stuff like that. Yeah. If I hear Cupid Shuffle at a cookout, that's what I'm supposed to hear it. Yeah. That's what I mean.
For sure.
Like some songs are supposed to be at the cookout.
Right.
I should have clarified that. I apologize. I don't want it to seem like I just hate all
dancing.
I hate all. There's no dancing here.
He's canceled.
I'm trying to do another Footloose.
I saw this TikTok of this one DJ who kept getting pestered by this girl to like play a song or whatever, and she was giving him his phone to like, to tell him which ones she wanted to hear. So he took her phone, went to her settings, went to her language, changed it to Chinese, and then locked it and gave it back to her.
That's pretty genius.
And the comments were like trying to kill him for it. He's like, bro, and he put it in a later video. He's like, this girl's pestering me for like the last 30 minutes, asking me to play this and this and this. And I saw this reoccurring thing, and people were like, yeah, it's your job to play music people want to hear. But then you explained it well, and then so did Alex when he was on here.
Yeah.
How like you gotta shout out to Alex. You gotta read the room, and you got your playlist, and how you're putting things. It's like you got your list, like how you're gonna.
And
play
a lot
things.
of it too, I think, especially.
But I thought that was funny as shit.
When you think of club DJ, maybe not even club DJs, but like even dive bar DJs or like obviously not something on a big stage, right? Mm-hmm. You also have to realize that if it's a DJ, like they're not, most of the time they're probably not using a set list. They're also just like going with the flow.
Yeah.
And there are people that like to prepare their set lists. If I prepare personally, the way I prepare is like, oh, I heard these new songs lately. I want to try to play it. I'll throw it all in a folder and like, or a crate. And I'm like, I hope I'll, reach the song at some point of the night, right? But most of the time, I would say it's you're going through your library, your library best, what songs you have, and you're going with the flow of things. You're constantly, searching for the next song that might be perfect with whatever you're playing on the fly, So
okay.
I don't think a lot of people also realize that as well.
Yeah.
Like most of these DJs too, they're doing this shit on the fly.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That takes talent for sure to be able to have that ear and see what the crowd is feeling, and just to do that shit on the fly. I saw another TikTok. It's a lot of good resources on that fucking app. But I saw this video. It was Dylan Francis. I think he was helping one of his buddies. Like he was with his buddy in the booth and helping him DJ or whatever. And he said, when in doubt, T-Pain the crowd. Is that true? Does that always work?
I've never heard that before, but I think I should try it and see what
T-Pain,
happens.
it's T-Pain in the crowd like that. That's the go-to. Or
I'm not gonna lie, I see the merit in that phrase because I was listening to like some saved songs earlier today, and a T-Pain song came on, and I haven't heard it in a while, and I was like, oh shit, this is a bop. Like I still rock with this. Why did I stop listening to T-Pain? He didn't do anything to me. He was just happy. And it's just a happy motherfucker. I love that.
It's funny you mentioned T-Pain too, because I went out to a club in Hollywood on Saturday, and I haven't heard "I'm in Love with a Stripper" in its entirety in a while. And so the DJ played "I'm in Love with a Stripper," and everyone was singing the song. It was also a 90s, 2000s R&B party. So it's very warranted there. But the energy in the room, I was like, damn, I forgot about how good this song was.
Yeah.
So catchy.
Yeah.
And two, it was like everybody was just feeling it. So I can see why T-Pain would be a good choice to go.
What's your go-to to like when you're like, oh shit, I lost my flow, or I'm not really sure where to go to? What's your go-to song to be like, all right, let me do this while I try to figure out or get my bearings again? Do you have like a go-to song or songs?
I don't know if
that
I have.
For sure is gonna get the crowd continuously going still, or
I feel like someone has asked me this question before, and as much as I want to have an answer, I don't think I have one. Like it's always got to be something high energy, but also at the same time, it's kind of hard to decipher that. And again, I'm not every other DJ. I may DJ differently than others, but again, I'm all about reading the crowd or just like feeling the room. So let's say if I lose somebody, I will definitely, whatever song it takes me to get there, I'll definitely probably go at a faster tempo and bring the energy a little higher than what I'm already playing. Also, it just depends on what I was actually playing.
Yeah.
And based on what that song was, how I lost them, you know.
Okay. So what are other things that you kind of dislike about DJing at bars?
Oh yeah, so definitely the phone thing. Again, I don't know when that started, but that gets annoying. And I think I think coming to the DJ booth asking for a song request with like entitlement, that shit's annoying for sure.
I just remembered another question I had. We asked our other friend, other guest that was on here, Alex, and because he does karaoke DJing, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah,
I feel like this question kind of may be geared towards you. Do you have like friends that you invite for sure that will show up and bring people? Do you have like a group of people that will come out just for you? Do you have that, like friends that will like, hey man, can you guys show up today or whatever, or just people that know where you're playing and will come show you love?
Right. So I just moved here to LA about a year and a half ago, so the DJ cultures are definitely a little different, and I know you want to talk about this later. We're talking about like dry January. We'll talk about this later because I know you really want to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
My bad. I've been taking the helm on this.
I'm good. I'm not complaining.
Like, I'm bringing this up because back home, I have a lot of friends that like support me and would come out, or if they only went out, it's because I would DJ. And so in that sense, I have a lot of people that would show up for me, and I'm very gracious. Here that I'm in a new city, I have friends here, but I don't have as many friends as being back home. So I feel like I'm just starting from scratch out here.
Okay.
I will say though, I have a good group of solid friends out here that have supported me and like come out like every time, if not a good amount of times that I'm DJing. So but it's not going to be the same amount of people that like show me love back home. Right. Again, I'm in a brand new city.
So when you were back home, like when your friends would come out, whatever, did it ever annoy you when they would be in the DJ booth too long? As you said, like when people come to the DJ booth, like is there a time where you're like, all right, you guys said hi, you hung out, can you please get the fuck out? Or are you just cool with them being there all the time?
As long as they're not in my space, I'm cool with it. Like,
okay,
I can get annoyed, or like, especially if I'm like in a zone, right? Especially if I'm like really feeling it or whatever, and super close to me on my left or my right. Like I need space to move, but if you're behind me, like that's cool. I don't care. I typically don't care. Okay. I've had, you name it, like I've had my friends back there. I've had randoms that just want to hang out back there. Now that like the random people, they can get annoying because they get in your space and they know nothing about DJing, so they want to start touching stuff. Like
what? People just start touching your shit?
I've had that happen before. It's just
Jesus Christ.
Again, and that comes with like the entitlement thing.
Yeah.
Like, some people just come in there thinking like you do that. I remember, at the bar that we're at, I went to go use the bathroom, and typically, as a DJ, every DJ knows this too. When they use the bathroom break, it's like you gotta run in, do your thing, and get back out, right? Or if not, be prepared, like play like a 10-minute song, whatever, 10-minute mix, right? I remember, so I was like, I knew I had at least 4 minutes of the song to play, so could calmly just like take a pee and then wash my hands and walk out calmly. As I'm washing my hands, I hear the record go backwards and skip, and I'm like, what the? And I come back out, and this random guy, has my headphones on, and he's like touching my vinyl, and so I've never had anybody do this before until I got here to LA.
Yeah,
and
that's LA.
Fuck, dude.
That's LA.
That's LA. And I went up to him, and I was at that point, I was just appalled. So I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, oh, you DJ? I'm like, yeah, take that shit off. And then he was like, what? And he's like, he was getting upset that I was getting upset. I was like, no, take that shit off right now and get the fuck back. And then, like, and I never ever talked to anybody like that, ever. But I was like, who's this guy?
You're hot, man. You're hot. Just, yeah, for sure.
So he's like, oh, bro, I'm sorry. Like, I was just like, I really enjoyed the music you're playing. I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, step out of the area right now. And then he's like, then he's trying to be all nice, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. Like, like I was just kidding. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, would you ever touch something that's not yours? No, exactly. So get the fuck back."
It's something about being inside of a bar, a restaurant, or some kind of like any kind of place that's not your house. Motherfuckers really think they can just do whatever they want.
Seriously,
they really do. Like, oh no, it's not yours. Actually, it is.
Yeah, right.
But it's also not yours. So why the fuck are you here, man? Like,
and I think another thing that kind of random but very similar. A lot of people don't think when it comes to DJs too. If it's not the house equipment, the venues equipment, it's their equipment, and DJ equipment is not cheap.
no.
So for someone to come behind, my mixer retail is $1,600. I don't want someone behind not knowing what they're doing, messing with my $1,600 product.
Might spill their drink or some shit, bro. I would be pissed.
Exactly.
Yeah, that you definitely handled that really well, because you would have been warranted to handle it any which way, because people touching your shit, like I said, it's expensive. On the flip side of that, what are some things you do enjoy about DJing at like clubs, bars, stuff like that? Like what are some of the ups?
I mean, I think so. I've been DJing professionally for about 12, 13 years, and a lot of it, my inspiration or like my upbringing in DJing came from my dad. My dad was a DJ. My uncle was a DJ from the Philippines.
You are the first person I've ever met who comes from a long line of DJs.
That's crazy.
Generational DJ.
There's like carvings of your family in stone with the fucking turntable set.
Back in my day, that's how my dad saw it.
There's one like they're holding up a can with a string.
Yo, yeah, it's crazy to think too. Like
my pappy was a DJ. And my pappy was a DJ.
It's funny because when I tell people that, they're like, "What?
That's fucking dope."
That is cool.
So fucking dope.
It's funny how it is very cool. I'm very fortunate to have been brought up in a setting like that. But
you should have a tattoo of a needle with like blood coming from it. Like,
that'd be
it's
cool.
in my blood, yo.
It's
literally
I've been
in my
trying
blood.
to get a tattoo. I just don't know what I want, but that sounds like a great idea.
I'm an idea guy.
Wow.
That ideas is what I do.
That's pretty
They are
cool.
not always good.
If my sisters are watching this, they really want me to get tattooed too.
Yo.
So this is an idea.
There you go.
But yeah, it's cool. Like it is pretty cool. So my dad was a DJ. My uncle was a DJ. My sister says that my grandpa was a DJ too. Their father, but I can believe it, but I've also heard my mom and other people say that he wasn't. So I don't know. But for sure, my uncle and my dad were DJs.
On the old sonogram.
So they immigrated to New York from the Philippines in the 70s. And I can't remember if my dad learned how to DJ in the Philippines, but they were DJing in New York. And, they did like family parties and stuff too. We moved to Houston when I was 8. And I remember just growing up and helping my dad bring crates of records into his gigs. So I hold crate, help him move, or we'd have like a family party at a ballroom of a hotel. My dad was a DJ. I'd help him bring all the equipment, all the speakers and stuff. So that's how I was kind of like brought up in it. And then essentially my dad was getting older and he didn't want to DJ all the time. So he taught me like basics of transitioning from song to song, or just like song selection. What are songs that people play at parties, right? So I remember at a young age, maybe like 8, 9, 10, just like learning how to crossfade from song to song on a mixer. So
that's fucking cool, man.
That's crazy.
And
that's so fucking
that's
cool.
dope.
To answer your
That's
question,
really dope.
like what excites me, I remember vividly like my dad, just the way that my dad and my uncle would play gigs together. And, in the DJ world, they call it B2B, back to back, right? Essentially, my dad and my uncle were doing back to back. And I just remember seeing as a kid, like them playing together and just seeing the people dancing. And I was just like, that's really cool. Like
Shaq and Kobe, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's sad.
that's
you
insane.
change the energy of the room, or you have control of the energy of the room. So I think one thing that I really enjoy is no matter what I play, if I'm getting a reaction from you, whether that's dancing or singing or even like the slightest like head bob, like that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
So
like
you look for those social cues and everything.
and just getting those reactions where like people are really enjoying what you're doing and what service industry, right?
Yeah.
Like the service that you're providing.
Right.
People really enjoy what you're doing. It's like you can ask for anything more.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think that's another testament as to like how I enjoy it. I've been talking about this lately in the past couple months with like some friends. Like I would rather play for 5 people in a room that are consistently dancing and like really having a good time compared to like a whole group of people, like a whole venue that's just like sitting there and just chilling.
Right.
Yeah, that's
or the people. And one of the things I hate the most when you go to a show and everyone's fucking recording it. You know, I had this conversation a while back, which I didn't plan on talking about this, but I'm glad it came up. I was talking with another DJ, and I was saying that one of the things I wish DJs would do more is come up with a way that when you do a show, you do it no phones. You know what I mean? How like some comedy shows are doing that like now, like big name comedy, you can't have your phone out. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you recording it. But you're gonna get an opportunity to like take that content home because hey, you can't record it because we're putting this on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But like something like that for DJs, like where it's regional. Like, hey, I live in this city, and when my favorite band finally came to this show, and I went to that show and had the fucking time of my life, and I didn't have to take my phone out to record it. But whenever I want to go back and watch that show, I can just go back and play it because that DJ, they sold a copy of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
recorded
they give you something.
Right.
So you don't need to record me doing this. You can have this night, this moment for the rest of your life because that's really why you're recording it.
Right.
Yeah.
Other
Look back on
for
it.
most people, like a lot of people now, they're doing it to be like, oh, I was here. But a lot of times when you see people recording, it's because I don't ever want to forget that I was here.
For sure.
Because I remember one of the times I came all the way from Phoenix to LA just to see Keys and Crates. Because I was really into Keys and Crates.
Someone just brought that up earlier in conversation today, and I was like, yeah, because they're looking at my track list from some of my mixes that I made. And there's a couple Keys and Crates songs, and they're just like, oh, I love Keys and Crates. I'm like, yeah, they're great.
I fuck with them heavy. I still do to this day. But, you know, at that particular time, I had just saw them the week prior at another show, but it was a festival show. So everyone there wasn't a Keys and Crates fan. And I remember when they came on, a lot of people were like, I'm not feeling them or whatever because their style was so different than what the other acts were that went on before them. Well, when I came to LA to see him, I was like, I just saw them a week ago, but this is just them. And it was one of my favorite shows because everyone there was there for that. We all loved that particular music at that particular time. And it was one of the only times I had my phone out for like more than 10 minutes recording some shit because I was like, I just want to relive this song, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just wish there was a way to like monetize that for the DJs because it's good for you,
for sure,
you know, and for the people who want to support you, like that would be dope, like, you know.
I haven't played many shows at like big venues, right? Yeah. But I think if I was that kind of DJ, like, yeah, I think that's a fucking great idea, like, because you want people to be in the moment.
Yeah,
you know, for sure.
That is a good idea. Just fucking guy with the ideas.
Yeah. Some of my favorite shows that I see on YouTube are live shows, right? But I wasn't there,
right?
But I think to myself, for the people who were at that show, they get to get on YouTube and be like, I was at that show. Yeah, I don't have to record it. You see me right fucking there because it was a small show. It wasn't like this big thing.
Rolling tits.
Yeah.
Fucking height everywhere.
Looking great, bro.
I don't remember being there, but don't you see me there? You know, like I just I wish there was a way to do that. So hopefully someone figures it out. Hopefully.
Really cool idea.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Shit. No. I've been talking way too much.
No, go ahead. Mine was more filler.
More filler?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. So I told him this, and I wanted to share with you because it's just fun, not a funny story, but it just pissed me off. I was this past weekend, right?
I'm sorry. Some of my favorite stories of yours is when they start off like that. This isn't funny. It's just pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah, I do that a lot. So we did this event. And this one dude starts to have whatever. I'll fast forward it, but he's getting progressively drunk and buying almost everybody in the establishment a fucking drink. And his tab is just racking up. And he disappears. I'm like, oh shit, walked out on his tab, but I got his card. It's all good. His tab was like $330, right? And I was getting kind of worried because I'm like, damn, what if he's one of those people that just walks out, gives you a card that they know has nothing on it, and then just fucking leaves.
Right.
But he came back and he's like, oh man, can I close on his tab? I'm like, oh, you're fucking drunk. He's like, yeah, let me get one more of those. I'm like, sure, buddy. I fucking make the cocktail, but I put maybe just a little bit like in the straw so he can, think he got cocktail. And he was fucking slurring and shit. I'm like, fuck. So I give him the receipt to sign. Fucking chicken scratch, man. My handwriting is terrible, but it's like fucking everywhere. And then I look, because he had a $330 tab, and we spoke on this before, and about tipping and stuff like that. And it's not that I felt you should or he owed me, but it's like, bro, it's $330. I've been giving you immaculate service. There better be the right number on there. Whatever that number is, it better be right. So I check and I look at it and I'm like, it looks like it's a 3 with no other zeros behind it. So I turn around, I'm like, hey man, what does this say? He's like, he looks like he's like that's a 4. I'm like, I can't read that. Can you like redo it? So he does it, whatever, and then he adds the zeros and shit. I'm like, thanks, man. And I turn around because I was gonna be pissed. I was gonna be fucking pissed. You're gonna leave me a $3 tip. And you've been buying everybody in this fucking establishment a drink. Like, you got the fucking money. Well, his 2 cards got declined. The third one finally went through. He was like struggling, looking through his wallet, like, shit, which one do I got? Which one do I got? And I'm just standing there like, you owe me $330 plus tip, so you better pay me up. But yeah, that shit pissed me off because I was like, I don't want to call somebody out on that shit.
Right.
That's not something that I want to do, or that's not something I get off on. But it's like, if your tab is that high and if a bartender sees you buying everybody drinks, it's like, oh, you better fucking tip, man. Right. Otherwise, I'll remember you.
Yep. And by tipping, we're not saying like, oh man, you gotta hook me up because you're everybody else. Like, at least just be fair. Because I made all of those drinks for all of those people.
Do the bare minimum.
The time that you asked me to give. I gave the entertainment that you asked to be provided. Like, help me out, man.
Give me that 15. If you fuck with me, do 20.
Yeah, something like
that. And that's what my mind was like. That's all I was wanting. But $3? Whoa.
Yeah. But
I saw red.
Funny. It's also funny.
I saw red.
A lot of people who think like a $3 or a $5 tip is like a lot. Because I remember a couple weeks ago.
Because he also bought me a drink too. So some people get that in their mind.
Oh, he bought you a drink and he actually knew he was going to pay for it.
Oh,
I had that happen to me the other day. Someone ordered a drink for them and one of my coworkers. They're like, let me buy them a shot. And I was like, all right, cool. And then when their tab came up, they're all like...
Keywords there.
Yeah. When their tab came up, this is after they had been telling me to like put their drinks on my tab, their drinks on my tab. But I didn't, because other people were like, I don't want them to pay for my drinks. I don't like them that much. So I'll pay for my own shit. They were just being very annoying.
You know how much you got to dislike somebody to not let them
drink? Yeah.
Bro, man. And anyway, just to fast forward to the end, when we were closing them out, they're like, well, let me get my tab. And I discounted it because, where I work, if you're in the service industry, you get an industry discount. So if I know you and I know, there's a bartender from such and such or a server from such and such, we're going to give you a discount, which I love. More places should do that.
For sure.
If you're the type of place that should do it, you should do it. Like, I understand some places where like it doesn't fit your demo, it doesn't make sense for you to do that. But come on now, if you're an industry bar and everyone knows it because everyone goes to that bar, you should have an industry discount.
Right.
Because guess what? All of those industry people are going to tip your people that much more because of that. They love that. But my bad. So this motherfucker at the end was like, well, I need my discount. And I was like, it's already up there. I've seen you several times. I don't like it. I know who you are.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, this can't be mine. This is too much. Nah. I didn't ask for all these drinks. And I was like, yeah, you literally asked me for all of these drinks. And I said, you asked me for drinks that aren't up there. And they're like, well, what about this shot over here, like that I took with your coworker? They were saying this to my manager, like, well, I bought them that shot. And they're like, yeah, you still got to pay for it.
Yeah.
And you know what this motherfucker said? I wouldn't have bought the shot if I knew I had to pay for it. Not I wouldn't have asked for it. I wouldn't have bought the shot if I knew I had to pay for it. That makes no sense whatsoever.
I just want
whatsoever.
to pause you guys real quick. You two have been progressively getting shorter.
I know.
You started like this, and now you're like this. You're like, and I'm pretty sure
up.
your face is being covered by the laptop.
Nah.
You've been getting progressively shorter, the both of you. It's kind of
Life comes at you fast.
I did go down a little bit.
You did, and you just been getting
I
shorter.
wanted to see how far I would go before
Now you-
it got to be noticeable, but I didn't realize
Now you look
that I was,
noticeably
really
short.
down.
Yeah, see, now I didn't even notice until you pointed it out.
That's why I was laughing. I'm like, he's just getting shorter. The more he moves, the more he's sinking in.
Seat, okay?
He's gonna be just like right above. It's just gonna be right above the counter by the end of this fucking episode.
I look like the fucking kid that you don't want to be brought to the bar. Like, why do you bring your kid to the bar?
Dude,
Why?
Is it any bar or like specific bars?
No kid should be at a bar.
What if it's like outdoors and like
No kid should be at a bar. Because your bartender should not have to watch what they say in front of that kid. And you should not be reinforcing to the kid that they're sitting at a bar at that young of an age. Let them find the bar on their own. You know what I'm saying? Like religion.
like at the ripe age of 18 at college when they get their fake ID.
But you're talking about like at an actual like bar, not like the bar.
If it's a
venue.
bar top.
Yeah,
like,
bar top. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like sitting
Then
at
yes,
the bar,
I don't
in a
think-
bar stool.
Yes.
Isn't-
yeah,
Isn't
I
it
mean,
still
dangling.
isn't it
makes
still
no sense.
prohibited or illegal
It
in
depends
most?
on the state.
Depends on the
the
state. Okay.
Some states are like, no, you can't sit here at all.
I know Arizona was
We'll
like
shut
that.
your venue down. But then other states are like, nah, as long as you're with an adult.
right.
The adult thing,
Yeah.
the adult thing for sure. Okay.
The thing that's out is in Texas too.
Yeah.
But again, when I think of kids at bars, I think of like maybe a brewery or just like somewhere like outdoor that's like family friendly or they serve food or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But I like a bar, an establishment that we're at.
Right.
I would. Why the?
I
hell
would hope not.
They
There's
should not be
child
that
in-
close to the whiskey.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
like,
Like,
yeah, that
that doesn't
doesn't
make
make
sense. Like, why? It's your dog shouldn't be there either.
Oh, you don't like dogs at bars?
Not at the bar top. Not at the bar top.
Yeah.
Be in the venue. I love dogs. If the venue will allow a dog, as long as that dog's not pissing and shitting everywhere or barking, because I was at work a couple of days back and someone brought their dog in and their dog barked every like 4 minutes.
Oh, God,
It would
that's
just
irritating.
bark. And it wouldn't just be like rough. It'd be like row. And then just sit there for a while. A minute or two later, like someone would walk by or make a sudden move and they're just like row. And it's like, bro, why did you bring the dog?
Yeah.
Stay home.
Dog don't want to be here.
If that's your kid,
That's literally
don't bring
it.
your kid, don't bring your dog if they don't belong there. Just because you
Agreed.
want to leave the house, and I understand that I'm like preaching from a soapbox of like I don't have any kids, and I understand that it's harder to get out and this and that. You had kids.
Yeah. You made that.
That's part of
it.
it.
Was your choice.
Yeah,
You
that's
made that
part of it,
decision.
Is all I'm saying. I'm not having any empathy. It's just that okay, that's a responsibility. You can't do what everyone else is doing.
Right.
Who doesn't have the responsibilities that you do, and that goes for everything. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I had no segue for that.
Cheers.
What's some of the craziest shit you've seen? Funniest shit.
Honestly, the most recently, like about a month ago, a fight broke out while I was DJing to out of all songs, Fantasy by Mariah Carey.
Oh, I actually was there for that. Yeah.
How do
She
you
was
fight
hitting
somebody
the
that?
high notes and they were fucking throwing bows, bro.
Yeah.
It was
How do you
bad.
fight to that song?
Out
I
of all
just-
songs, that was the song, and I wasn't paying attention at the time, but I from my peripheral I saw the girl swing at this other girl, so they started fighting. That's when I noticed the fight was happening after the girls were already fighting, and then I guess a guy tried to break it up, but then another guy that was with the girl that started throwing hands just went in for this other guy and just started swinging at him.
Do you, as a DJ, like, do you ever get just that intrusive thought to be like, let me play Nuck If You Buck while they fight right
Okay,
now?
so I really wanted to play Nuck If You Buck that night. And but then it got to a point where it got kind of scary because this dude out of nowhere is just like wailing on this guy, grabs a glass and throws it
Why is everyone doing that lately?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like,
and then like
this isn't Roadhouse, man.
Starts fucking bleeding, and that's when I was like, that's when I knew it was bad. So, which I don't think I've ever had to do ever, but I like stopped the music completely, and it was just silent. And then I got on the mic. I was like, "Hey, yo, man, we don't do this shit out here."
Yeah, I
like,
remember that.
So that's probably the craziest thing that's ever happened, like in terms of somewhat being scared of what could happen in that moment. But hell yeah, I wanted to play a few bucks. Hell yeah.
Like Grove Street Party by Waka and shit.
What about you? Have you like heard DJs play songs during fights? Because I have too.
Like intentionally?
Yeah.
So like, I don't think I have. And if I have been in that moment, I wish I remember it.
So this fight that just happened the other day, we just had another one. Unfortunately, I don't understand during Black History Month, no less.
Come on, guys.
Come on, bro.
Christ.
Like Jesus. But like there ended up being this fucking fight, and like it took forever to break up, like forever, you know. And when it was over, the DJ played "Why Can't We Be Friends?"
See, that's
It was fucking hilarious.
Fucking hilarious.
It was fucking hilarious. But my all-time favorite, and I'm not making this up. I think it was in Phoenix. A fight broke out, and the DJ played. Everybody was kung fu fighting.
See, that's tight. See, I wish I had that kind of.
I wish I could remember his name.
He
He used to be like a big DJ in Phoenix. I don't know if he still is. God, if I could remember his name, I would say it. He was fucking hilarious because I remember making eye contact with him while he did it, and I was like, "Yo, this is fucking hilarious." Because all of our not our DJs, all of our security were actual MMA fighters.
Wow.
Like no bullshit. They were actual trained MMA fighters. One of them, his brother was a UFC champion at the fucking time. Like all of our people threw fucking hands. So when they played that shit, I was like, "Yo, this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen."
That's fucking hilarious.
They whooped some ass that night too.
Oh, I hope so. You have that song playing? You got to.
Oh my God.
You got to.
The only song I wanted to play that night that fight broke out that I could think of at the moment, but again, it was like I didn't know where the fight was going, so I was like, I just better off just like cut that shit now.
Mm-hmm.
But was that like I never watched a TV show, but the Benny Hill theme song? Yeah, dude, that's like that's what I wanted to play.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking should.
Once I saw the blood, I was like, oh, it's getting a little crazy out here, bro. But that's what I wanted to play. I had it ready.
Remember I was talking about that a couple weeks ago? Some shit happened outside the house because we live across the street from a bar. And it was after the bar closed. It had nothing to do with the bar, though. Like, these weren't people at the bar. But someone was running from tow trucks or something like that, and they crashed into someone else's car. And the people got out and whooped his ass, and they were chasing him up and down the street. But because of from where I could see, I couldn't see all of it. So they just kept running back and forth in front of my windows. And I'm like looking at different windows trying to get more of a glimpse. And I was just like, I wish I could have that song, but like, I didn't know where my phone was. It was like it's 3:30 in the morning. It's pitch black, and it's like all happening so fucking fast. It was hilarious, man.
Do you ever like troll the crowd?
For sure.
At closing time,
Oh
I'm
my
assuming,
God.
right?
Oh, for sure. And
I'm gonna stand up because I keep getting short.
Yeah, definitely.
This feels weird too.
Definitely like the
not that
troller. Been in like a random mashup. What's funny about that too is like I never thought I would play some of these like dumb SoundCloud mashups or edits that like just they're terrible, but they're good, they're funny. Mm-hmm. And I never thought I would play them ever out in public. The only reason why I even started a playlist or crate of like stupid mashups and edits because I was DJing on Twitch during the pandemic.
Oh, cool.
A lot of DJs during the pandemic, they had nowhere to go. They needed an outlet, and people just started streaming, and DJs went on Twitch to stream. So once I kind of like build my like I guess identity on Twitch, and I would have like a good amount of people like watch me pretty.
You still stream on Twitch?
No, I don't. But I want to. Once I get my new place set up in my whole like section of the house with all my DJ gear, I will. I plan to.
Okay.
But yeah, so like once I started to have people watch me and stuff, and I'd always want to play like some super like left field shit I would never play out in public, and I started doing that on my Twitch streams, like just finding like really stupid mashups. Like I played one the other night. It was Careless Whisper by Wham mashed up the beat and the instrumental of it mashed up with Down with the Sickness by Disturbed. Like,
it was fucking beautiful. It was fucking beautiful. Wow. Yeah, it was insane.
It's like so dope.
Yeah,
So dope.
it's one of my favorite things when I work a shift and he's there because I'm like, he's gonna do something at the end. Because remember I told you how he had that one. It was or and it was Kendrick Lamar. Yeah.
That's fucking great.
That was him. He played that night. I was like, oh,
that's great.
This
I love
motherfucker's
that.
actually funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
Shit like that. So I built up like a good crate of like stupid edits that are like funny and to kind of work,
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't think I'd ever play that outside of Twitch, but now like if it fits the right moment or if it's like the end of the night, trying to get people out, trying to throw them off guard. Sometimes if I'm feeling it, I'll play it like maybe sometimes peak just to throw everyone off and get back to it, Like I like doing that too.
So that same one. So we were actually no, I think it was me and you were at my job, but it was one of the nights I was off, and he did that. But he played the beginning of the Kendrick Lamar song.
I think I remember that
like
night.
Pyrus and Crips.
Yeah.
Like it started like that, and when everyone thought the song was getting ready to get to that point, he like edged him. He's like, nah.
Oh, that's fucking, yeah, I remember that.
He's just fucking grinning. And I was like, oh, that's an evil motherfucker right there, man.
Yeah, bro.
It's fucking evil.
But you reward them though with another.
Did he fall back up?
Yeah, that's.
You just can't play stupid shit
Yeah,
from here on
yeah.
out,
But some people like actually get it, and it breaks it up. It makes
breaks
it
it up.
fun, which is one of my favorite things about what you do at the end of a night.
Thank you, man.
As opposed to just being like, oh, I just want to play R&B like slow songs. Like let's get them where they want to get all lubed up and go. Like no, the alcohol did that.
Yeah.
Let's play some shit that makes them want to leave.
Yes.
But not in a like, hey, get the fuck out. Although that's one of my favorite songs is "Get the Fuck Out of Here." That's one of my favorite closing songs. But if you make it fun and people laugh on their way out the fucking door, they also remember the venue, they remember the DJ, their server, their bartender.
Memorable.
If they've had such a good time and you make them leave with actual like smile, laugh on their face,
sure.
you got a connection to them. Then
They'll be
that's
back.
fucking beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love seeing that shit.
The one illegal mashup I would call it that I already think Smash Mouth All Star is already pretty trollable, memeable song. I have this mashup of it's the Stronger instrumental with Kanye, and it's All Star, the words of All Star. And it's like, it's funny because it's like, it's a familiar beat, so you know the song, but sadly you also know the words to All Star because it was such a song back in the day. So it's just like a new approach to it, and like
I love that.
I fucking love throwing people off guard by playing that edit specifically. And it's funny that it's like I have to say it. There's a group of white people, when they heard it, they went fucking crazy. They're like, somebody wants to, and they just changed.
They didn't stop dancing. They went harder.
They loved it. And again, it's like some of those reactions, whether you're white or you're not, like if you get that reaction, it's like
Hey,
I would love to see our country get back to where we made fun of each other for our race again. Like the way it was in the 90s where we just made fun of each other, but we weren't angry about it.
Yeah.
We could take a joke in the fucking 90s, bro.
Right.
Like the way comedians would like roast you and shit like that, and everyone would be like, fuck you, fuck you, and you just fucking go home. And like everybody's so fucking soft now.
It's definitely a little more PC than usual.
Yeah, it's like just because it's like, oh, the white people like this song, but I do too, and I'm not white. But it is still funny that white people like that song. Fuck it, I want to fucking do this too, and some shit.
Who doesn't like Bohemian
They think that shit
Rhapsody?
looks so fucking fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and I have
I said, who doesn't like Bohemian Rhapsody?
Bro,
and I had this like.
We're all just a poor boy from a poor family.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah, dude, I even had that like trap mashup of like of Bohemian Rhapsody, but it was like a trap beat or whatever. Like just random things that I like to fit in. But again, like I'll play it once and I'll get out. Like I'm not gonna stay in like a 6-minute, 10-minute set of stupid edits.
Do you do that? But when you said you did that during Twitch and did it for fun, Like, do you do like Matt, like an actual playlist of nothing but just that, just for fun for yourself? Because to me, I would listen to an hour of just laughing my ass off at it's like someone taking me on a journey of, I think it's this song, but it ends up being this. Like, oh, here comes a twist.
I don't think I've ever done like a full set, if not, or maybe even like a 6-minute set of like songs that are like that. But
yeah, like the Weird Al Yankovic of DJ.
Yeah,
that would be fucking dope
for sure.
That is,
Weird Al needs to DJ like that. I'm sure he DJs.
You're getting shorter again.
I mean, not getting shorter. I stay short.
Oh, I almost fell back.
Please don't.
Save yourself.
you made it a whole hour.
No, because I leaned back and then I got shorter and it threw me off.
What is with these chairs today? They've never done this before.
No,
I thought that's why you moved that one, because it was.
Well, that one was super squeaky. That's
so
why.
squeaky.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like, well, I'd love to ask you like a ton more questions, but like, is there anything else you wanted to ask?
I don't know. You got anything to ask us? Is there any questions you ever wondered?
Well, we were talking about tipping, right?
Uh-huh.
So I guess I must, and this is also coming from a different city, you know, like where things are obviously a little cheaper. Like, what do you think standard tipping, no matter where you're at in the world, or maybe I guess let's say the U.S. No matter where you're at in the U.S., what is customary tipping for when you buy drinks? Because people would always be like $1 or $2 per drink. You add that on top. Is that true? Is that not true?
I mean, that's fair to do. Like, if somebody's getting a beer and like they want to give me $1 or $2 per beer that they get, like they're just paying cash, I'm cool with that. If you're racking up drinks on a tab, I mean, just do the 15% or whatever. Or my cousin that was on the previous episode said just take the tax and double it, and that gives you like what the gratuity would be. I'm like, I'm okay with that. My thing is just give us what like the bare minimum would be in that city or state or whatever, right. And then if you want to add more onto it, you can. You know? Or like, it's just, I don't know, just something about stiffing your bartender or server. Sure. It's just like a big fuck you.
Definitely.
Know? But I would say like the standard or whatever is usually 15% or take the tax.
And double the tax. Yeah. I've heard double the tax before too, and sometimes I'll do that.
That's cool. And anything more than that, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
But
the chair quit on me.
It's done.
Definitely cash is king, so cash preferred for sure.
For sure.
Would you agree? Me personally, it's not that I don't care or don't give a fuck or anything like that. I will say that just make it make sense. I don't need you to give me 20% every time. I don't need you to give me 10%. I don't need you to give me 50 or double it or anything like that. Just make the transaction make sense. Like, if I busted my ass for you and you know I busted my ass for you, give me what you think makes sense to be like, hey, I see your hustle. You know what I'm saying? If that's 20%, that's cool. And if you only give 20 or 15%, that's still cool to me, as long as you don't disrespect me by watching me bust my ass and then you're like, or his 5% or his nothing.
Right.
On the flip side, if I didn't do anything for you or I didn't wow you and you don't feel like you want to give me something extra for that, that doesn't bother me either, because in my opinion, that means I didn't give you that experience.
Yeah.
However, I think a lot of times people take the experience in their own mind of like, well, I don't feel like you did that much. How about you pay attention to everything that you
didn't light anything on fire. You didn't flip a bottle. You didn't do no. That's not bartending.
Was your glass ever empty? Right. Did you ever look around and you hadn't seen me for 20 minutes? Did I avoid you? Did I make you wait too long for your tab at the end? Did I make you wait too long for anything? Did I make you feel unwelcome? Like, if I didn't do any of those things, then just don't shit on me.
Yeah.
I don't need you to like try to pay my rent. I'm here to do a job.
I do.
And I'm just saying, I'm here to do a job just like everybody else is.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I'm good at right now, so this is what I'm doing. And if I feel like I've done that, and I just want you to show me that same respect. If your plumber comes to your house and does your plumbing, you don't be like, well, I'm only going to give you this amount. Like, no, you give them what they're worth. It's just they charge you up front.
Right.
And they overcharge you up front. We undercharge you and then say, hey, we undercharged you for this. can you at least recognize that we did that and gave you the option to reward us for giving that experience and giving everything we had to you? You know, that's how I look at tipping.
No, and I think that's like a lot of people again don't literally consider when it comes to like they maybe tipping in a restaurant, but they sometimes I feel like they think it's different when you're tipping a bartender. But I mean, service is service, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
This is why I didn't want to stand up, because I'm the same height as when I was in the chair.
Well, I do have a question for y'all though. So you were talking about tipping.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about tipping a DJ? Do you think, let's
Why
say you want to hear, let's say you want to hear a song. Do you think there's a certain amount that you should tip to play a song?
What's your minimum though that you take?
Well, that's what I want.
Oh,
So if you were a DJ and someone was like, "Hey, play this song," and you're gonna be like, "No, it's gonna cost you," what would you charge?
20.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how bad they want to hear the song. Like,
20.
You play this song, fuck it. If they really want to hear that song that bad, 40.
So like for me, and I've had I even tweeted this one time, like especially. I feel like it's kind of calmed down in my own experience of people asking for requests, especially when it comes to Bad Bunny and they throw the phone in your face. Mm-hmm. But, I tweeted something. I was like, I made like an easy $20 to play one Bad Bunny song. I was able to fit it in because I was already playing like something similar to like Reggaeton. So I was like, all right, fine, cool. And they paid me $20, bet. Like that's an easy $20 I just made in less than a minute, you know?
Yeah.
And also, I don't have to play the entire song. I'll play maybe a minute or the verse and the chorus, and I'm out. You know, like, but you gave me $20 for 30 seconds of that, a minute. Sure, I'll take it. So I tweeted something that was.
And you got backlash for it?
Yeah, not backlash, but people were. I tweeted like, just like, all right, from here on out, guaranteed. If you want a Bad Bunny song, I'm cool with $20. Or I said something like that, right? And then some people were like, oh no, it's like $100 for me, or it's like other DJs was like, oh, it's $100 for me, or it's like $50 for me. I'm like. I mean, I'm not like out here to make money off my tips for DJ. Right. If it happens, it happens, right?
And that's also cat. Right. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
You'll take whatever you can fucking get.
That's very true.
Said you'll take $100.
Right.
You're just like, this sounds cool. It'll get more likes, and it'll drive the price up. It's fucking inflation. All it is capitalism. You lying bastards.
Somebody waves like a 10. It's like, yeah, fuck you. Like I said, play those 30 seconds. That 10 gets you that 30 seconds. That's $10 you didn't have.
Yeah, like I've had people tip me like, I'm cool with $20. It's like you pay me $20 to play one song, and you get on my face for the rest of the night. Yeah. Like, and I only play it for like a minute. Yeah. That's $20. That's more than I make. More than I can make in an hour. Almost, you know, like.
and for those out there who are saying to themselves, well, I mean, if you have the song, why do I have to pay for it? Yeah, you have the song. No one asked for a song that they don't already have on their phone.
Right.
So if you really wanted to hear it, you could just do this and just like, I'm going to listen to this song right now.
Right.
Like somebody who's like gearing up for karaoke, like you got to listen to it before you try to sing. It's like,
yep.
Yeah, because you need to do that. Because one time we tried to do a song and neither one of us knew the song.
We knew the song. It was just going faster than we.
We knew of the song. We knew the song, but like we knew the words.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
It's one of those like if you haven't heard it in a while, you're like, oh shit, that's what they said. Like, and it was faster. I was like, yo, we should have practiced this, bro. Like we don't ever do karaoke impromptu again after that. Fuck that.
Never again.
That's bad enough. Okay, but I gotta get this off my chest.
Get it off.
Here we go.
Thank you. All right, and that's the show.
Great show, guys. Nice meeting everybody.
Like what I did there?
It just fades black. You go to that black one, like the Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's seen. We should do that, actually.
I was thinking more of like Always Sunny. Boom, boom,
I've never seen Always Sunny.
It's pretty funny. It's a pretty fun show.
The new.
I've heard it is. I've just never.
The reboot is better.
It's like South Park. It's one of those shows. If you ever put it on, I'm gonna watch it, especially because I haven't seen it and I know how good it is. But I don't.
Never kept up with it.
I never kept up with it because when it was out, I didn't have a FX. You know what I'm saying, or Comedy Central.
I bought it on DVD. I bought like seasons 2 and 3 on DVD. It's like a best episodes from season 2 and 3. That's how I got into the show.
Okay.
that's when DVDs were thick.
Yeah,
Right?
I got DVDs now, and I can't remember the last time I've like played one. And they've come with me through several states. I haven't bought a DVD in 10 years,
Right.
so I don't know why do I still have these. It's like I think if like the internet goes down, like I'm gonna watch a DVD. No, I'm gonna go outside. Like, let's be real.
Right.
That's true.
But what you don't want to have happen is like you want to watch a movie and then you don't have it and you threw it away and then you got
Or it's not on streaming services.
and you gotta rent it for like $7 or wait until they decide to put it on. Nah, man, it's too much.
Yeah.
What are we gonna get off your chest?
Fuck Dry January.
Oh yeah, I know you've been waiting to talk about this.
Okay, so you were a practicer of Dry January. I remember.
I did.
that.
Yeah, the first time.
Yeah. So why?
So
Why would you do that to us?
Yeah, why would you do that to us?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was interesting that I did it now, especially that I don't drink as much. Like I was saying, like, you know, like I don't have that many friends out here to come support me, so I'm not really drinking all the time. No one's really passing me drinks. So I would definitely say in my year and a half here that I've moved here, yeah, I'll go out, but like I don't drink as much, especially while DJing. But I decided to do it this year mainly because I knew I was drinking a lot before, and I just thought to myself, like, yeah, I'm not like an alcoholic. I don't need to get by to drink. I just enjoy drinking socially, like especially when I DJ too. Get a good little buzz and feel myself when I'm playing music. Like it's great. But I just felt like I wanted to see if I could do it. I just want to see if I could do it.
Fair enough.
I mean, it doesn't sound hard, but especially when you're in an environment where it's constantly around, you don't think about it, even if you don't have a quote unquote drinking problem. But I mean, it can be hard because you're also so used to just like getting drinks, and especially, I mean, I don't know how it is for, you know, being behind the bar, and if someone buys you a drink, you automatically take it. But like as a DJ, when people offer you a drink, more than half the time you're gonna take it because it's like, oh shit, like free drink, like yeah, hell yeah, I'll take it, you know.
Do you ever get worried about doing that? Like taking a free drink from somebody? Like, do you know the person?
I've had random people buy me drinks before, and I mean,
did you watch them as they walk the drink over to you?
I can't say that I have. I also, maybe I'm just too much of a fucking trusting person. But typically everybody that has bought me a drink, they'll compliment me on like something that especially if it's a random, they'll compliment me on something that I played, like, oh, like that song was dope or whatever, or maybe it was like 2 songs back to back that they really like. Then that's typically how they offer me a drink. They're like, oh, like, can I get you a drink? Do you want something? Blah blah blah. Right. I'll say yeah, or
because nobody wants to drug the DJ because the party's over.
True. Yeah, that's that.
Like, this record just skips and you just lay it out.
I've never had someone creepy to like not even start a conversation with me and say, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" Like I've never had that. You know, like it's typically like, you know, they have a conversation.
Why are you wearing a trench coat?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Do you want a drink? You know,
here, take a sip.
Most of the time, it's like initiate conversation, and I'll feel comfortable to get a drink from someone that random is buying because they complimented me on something, right? But yeah, I mean, I think these days I'm a little more selective in the sense, like, especially when I first started DJing, when people bought me drinks, like, fuck yeah, like full send, like take whatever free drinks I can get. Now, of course, and I'm older too, like I don't drink as much as I did when I was in college. So like I'm a little more like aware. But at the end of the day, I mean, a free drink's a free drink. You know, I'll take one.
But you took a whole month off.
I did. So I took a whole month off to see if I could do it. And
was today your first time drinking?
Oh, no, I started last weekend.
Oh, no, I was there for that.
I started last weekend. And, I mean, if you want to be all technical, I actually broke it twice because I had family in town from Australia come out. And I was just like, I don't know the next time I'm going to see you. I literally went to Australia in September, found out I had a cousin there. He's my second cousin. Met him, took me out. It was great. And then I told him, I was like, you know, I'm going to, I'll take you out whenever you come back, ever come to America. 2 months later, I found out he was coming with his family to the U.S. to take their kids to Florida, go to like the theme parks and stuff. And they had to stop by LAX to, you know, get there. So on the way back, they decided to stay here for a week, go around LA. So
that's awesome.
I broke it just to like have a drink with my friend, with my cousin. And I mean, technically, I had like a glass of wine, 2 glasses of wine. That's it. So
that's not bad.
Technically, I did break it. But yeah, again, I just wanted to see if I could do it. And honestly, I mean, I made better lifestyle changes in the first month of the year because everyone wants to get like a good mindset for the year, whatever. So I was like working out. I started working out again. I haven't worked out in a year and a half since I moved here. I used to work out like 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
As soon as I moved here, I didn't work out, you know. So, you know, the whole dry January thing, I don't know if I felt any better or if I felt any worse. A lot of people say that they feel better. I did notice that I kept a little more weight off, but by more weight is probably like 2, 3, 4 pounds. Like nothing super extravagant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at the end of the day, I just wanted to see if I could do it.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Nice.
I talk a lot of shit because, you know, like,
Because he's like, what?
January
What's
fucking
the point,
sucks.
dog?
January sucks for us because so many people choose, I'm not going to drink anymore for a whole month of January. And so they get plastered during the weekend, the holidays or whatever. And then they don't come out for like a month or two. Well, we're still working. You know what I mean? So we're not making any money during that time. But also, we're bored. Like, people coming in, it's not just about us getting money off of people.
Right.
We need people to come in so we can have a good time. Unlike a 9-to-5 job or working from home, our job relies on people other than our coworkers to come in. You know, and it's, you know, I'm all for, you know, being healthy and everything like that. So it's not like I'm just ragging on it. Like, how dare you, motherfuckers? Guys,
you heard it.
Know?
You heard it.
Don't ever work out.
He hates being
Don't
healthy,
work out,
bro.
Don't ever stop drinking. You
Don't
know,
eat
get
right.
here first. Just do all the bad things.
All of it.
You know. Nah, I just wanted to say because like last week I was like going off about it because motherfuckers' pockets is hurting, you know, and we're trying to do some bigger things like we've talked about it off camera and everything. You need money to do it, you know. Like, we don't charge for the show. We love doing the show.
Right.
And hopefully we're never charged for the show. Nobody ever charges for it. But we would like to get to a point where we can do this and have more interesting, and have interesting conversations with people in the industry adjacent, like just to show all of the sides of what it takes to bring that entertainment. That people, the whole reason that you go out.
Right.
Everyone wanted to stay home. The number one thing that people would say when they'd go out is like, oh, I could just buy a whole bottle for this. And it's like, yeah, but you came out here because this is where the people are.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, I'll just buy a bottle. Pandemic happened. Everyone bought a bottle. It was like, I need to stop buying bottles.
Yeah.
I need to chill. Or I miss having a good cocktail. Or I miss being out. Everyone wanted to be out. You know, like, everyone shits on the service industry, but as soon as the fucking pandemic happened and we were all shut down, the first thing y'all wanted was some fucking service.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's such a great way to put that.
Yeah, like we were here the whole time and we weren't making any money, and a lot of us are still trying to claw our way back out of what the pandemic did to us. You know. So yeah, be healthy. Drink in moderation, drink responsibly, you know, take care of yourself, do all the things like you had a good reason. I just wanted to give you shit.
Yeah,
you know
of course, just bragging my tail, bro.
Yeah, but I just I want everybody to just like, you know, just make better choices. That's all. And fucking go out and have a good time and have some fucking fun. Like, everybody misses everybody.
Go spend money.
Yo, let's fucking hug it out. I'm so sick of all like the fighting in clubs and online and all this other shit.
If you bust
it's trash. It's fucking trash. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to fight, go outside.
Don't go in the establishment.
Go outside to the street for sure.
Stop fighting on keyboards and stop fighting inside the establishments. Meet at the park. Handle that shit. Like,
go right across the street. Go right across the fucking street.
Handle it real quick, and then at the end, shake hands. All right, cool. You got me this time. If you beat my ass that bad, I might have to fight you again, or flee the country.
You gotta run it back.
It's funny.
Something.
I'm not on TikTok, but I watch TikToks like a real adult on Instagram. And
same.
I saw this TikTok on Instagram, and it was like something that was like, salute to these men that know how to really fight. And it was like, I think it was like outside of a Subway, maybe in New York or something, and they were throwing hands, and this one dude got his ass beat, and then like he just like got up and was like, all right, stop, or whatever. He like got up, and the guy was like, what you trying to do? And the guy just puts out his hand, gives him a shake, and they hug it out, and they went their separate ways.
Yes.
That's pretty.
That's how it used to be, bro.
You don't see that anymore,
bro. Like, that's how it should still be that way. If we gotta handle it, we gotta handle it. but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be able to still go home afterwards.
Yeah,
bro. Like that,
yeah. Nobody needs to go to a hospital
or fuck up a place that then has to get shut down because you were acting stupid or you got angry or someone pushed you or whatever. It's like, come on, man.
I just thought it was really cool. Like they straight up just like handshake and hug after the dude definitely like beat him up in less than like 20 seconds. Like got good hands on him and he just stuck his hand out. They shook it. They gave each other a hug and they split. I was like,
that's what's up.
Handled the business, showed respect, and that was it.
Exactly. That's pretty cool.
Speaking of which, man, gotta go ahead and wrap this up. Mad fucking respect, bro. I really fucking appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
I've been like dropping like hints for like months. Like whenever the conversation would go, especially on the pod about a DJ, I've been like saying, we gotta get this guy on. We gotta get this guy on because I'm like, you're a good ass fucking dude. You're personable, so it's like you could explain things in a way that everybody could fucking take.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I appreciate you coming on.
No,
man.
for
just
sure.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you for having me.
You know?
And I mean, like, I feel like we could just keep talking and talking about.
We can exactly. We definitely can.
I mean, if there's an opportunity, I'd love to come back and any questions y'all have or whatever. Like
we so you know, like we've talked before. I was actually like alluding to it just before we turned the cameras on. I was saying how we had an idea for another show we want to do down the road. And part of it is like a group aspect. Maybe one of those nights we'll just have a group of DJs on the fucking pod. If we can get it to a point where we can get enough microphones so I'm not holding motherfuckers like this the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully we can get there, man. That's why we want to grow it. We want to give everybody a chance to shine. Because this show literally, it's us, but it's not just us.
Yeah,
you need people. That's why we have guests.
For sure.
You know? So thank you so much for that.
Of course.
Man.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all having me. And this won't be the last time.
Oh, plug yourself. Socials. I forgot to write it there. But
no, it's all good.
No, we put it on post. Oh, I do.
Unless you want to do it.
Nah.
Go ahead, shut yourself up.
So on DJ Squared, you could find me. I technically have a different handle. You should be able to search DJ Squared, SQUARED. It should pop up, but the name is under Beric, BERIC. It's an inside joke from college, but for me, it's just the way
it threw me off the first like couple weeks that I knew you.
Yeah,
because I knew your name, and then I saw your IG shit, and it was just so weird. And then the way you put your name in my phone was weird too. And I was like, who is this guy?
So real name's JJ. My stands for Jarek. My name's Jarek Zavala. I chose my handle to be Beric Babala, just changed my name with some B's. And because when I was an intern in college, there was random coworkers would find me on Instagram, and just like, I didn't like that. So I changed it as an inside joke with some of my friends in college. We all changed our name with the letter B. Yeah. So I've just kind of kept it. And now for me, it's like, I'm not necessarily worried about coworkers these days, like to find me, because I'm not posting anything that should not be seen. Yeah. But it's more of a fact now that like I've had it for so long, and like, yo, if you know who I am, you'll know where to find me. Yeah. And it's like, you know, you can't just like search and immediately find, like, you have to know right. Me. So even though my shit's public anyways, but you got to put a little effort to find me.
Even when I'm trying to send you shit, it still takes me a second.
Yeah.
Even though I know what to type, it still takes me a second to get to you. That's why I just text you directly.
So my all my socials, Instagram, Twitter, it's Beric Babala, BERIC, Babala, BABALLA. And then you should be able to also type in DJ Squared, DJ SQUARED. I almost forgot to misspell my own name. But yeah, it's on all socials. And then I have if I could plug this real quick, I have a mix coming out. It just dropped it. I do this yearly Valentine's Day mix. It's on my SoundCloud, also DJ Squared. It's one of the few places where DJ Squared is actually my link. SoundCloud.com/DJ_squared.
We'll link that.
For sure. Definitely check it out, because we were listening to a couple of your last two mixes. It was just like, been doing fucking dope as fuck, man.
Been doing this mix series for Valentine's Day the last 10 years, and this is my ninth mix. Started this in college, so really excited about this one. And then just know that the 10th one is coming next year, and I got some big plans on that. I actually been talking to some friends, and exclusive, I guess, planning for next year. The mix I make next year, I want to get it custom, and I want to maybe print out 100 pieces of vinyl of my mix and sell it.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that's, and we've come full circle.
That's for 10. That'll be for the 10th one. So until then, we're on volume 9. It's on my SoundCloud. check it out, and I appreciate all the support for sure.
Definitely. Also, don't forget for those of you in LA or around LA, this Sunday, August 19th.
August 19th?
Yeah.
This Sunday, August 19th?
For a second, I was like, oh shit, we're in August
already? It's my mother's birthday. Remember we were talking about that.
That's true. We were talking about that
earlier. Yeah, I was thinking about my mom. Sorry. So this Sunday, February 19th at 7 p.m. at the Alamo Draft House. So we're going to have a 2-hour show from 7 to 9. We're going to be interviewing one of our friends that works at the Alamo. And then the second hour, we have some other like fun stuff that we kind of want to break from our format and do something a little fun, kind of bring the crowd into it a little bit and try something out, And we'd love to have as many people as possible because for one, we want to grow the show, but it also would be really fun to get a lot of people together and just do this and like have a good time and have drinks and like I think this would be like really cool to fucking do live, It's almost like doing trivia, but nobody knows the answers. Anything you wanted to plug before we get out?
Nah, just take it easy on Super Bowl Sunday. That's it. All right, everybody.
Peace.